So Sarah Palin was at a Trump rally in Tampa, Florida, giving a speech, and in her classic Sarah Palin way, she mangled the English language and made an ass of herself. So here's what she had to say about the recent anti-Trump protests in Chicago that ended up shutting down a Trump event. Quote, "What we don't have time for is all that petty, punk-ass little thuggery stuff that's been going on with these quote-unquote protesters who are doing nothing but wasting your time and trying to take away your First Amendment rights, your rights to assemble peacefully, and the media being on the thug side. What the heck are you guys thinking, media? It doesn't make sense." Okay, now Donald Trump also, for the record here, came out and called the protesters thugs. Now let's put everything in perspective and in context for you. If you're referring to the very few people who were part of the protests that actually did cross a line into physical violence and did riot, you can say, sure. Am I okay with calling them thugs? No problem. But here's the problem with them saying it. They never apply that logic objectively. So in other words, when a Trump supporter at a recent event sucker punched a black protester who wasn't being violent in any way, shape, or form in the face, did Sarah Palin come out? Did Donald Trump come out and say, "Thug! Thug! Why are you punching that person? He wasn't doing anything violent. He was peacefully protesting, and you punched him in the face"? Have they said anything about the pro-Trump crowd, which has been violent from day one of his campaign? All the stories, 5, 6, 7 different stories of different Trump events where people are getting jumped. There's physical violence against the protesters when the protesters don't do violence at all. Have they ever said, okay, look, fair is fair. On our side, they initiated the violence. Thugs. No, they never say it. Why? Because you and I both know when they use the word thug, what they really mean is, I'm substituting another word that means black hoodlum. You know, oh, a black person who we don't think has a good moral code. What did they use? What word was it that they used to say in the place of thug? I can't remember. It's a hard one. Let me think about it a little longer. That's what they really want to say. Now, again, some people on the left, I think, get too PC with this, and they say, well, nobody should ever use the word thug under any circumstance. No, I don't agree with that. I think the way you should do it is say the word thug objectively. So whenever anybody's a dipshit and a violent prick for no goddamn reason, whether they're white or black, call them a thug. But that's the thing. These guys, again, when it's people on Trump's side who are violent, never call them a thug. When it's on the other side, and they're violent or not, if it's just a regular protester who didn't do anything violent, I don't care, still call him a thug. Why? He's black and he's disrupting the event. Thug, thug. This is racial coded language, the way that they use it. And then also remember, Donald Trump literally egged on these people. He said, oh, you know, if you do violence against somebody who speaks up, I'll pay for your legal fees. Why wouldn't he be a thug for that? That's a pretty thuggish thing. Hey, if you do violence against people I don't like, I'll pay for your legal fees. That's inciting violence. But no, he's not a thug. Why? I mean, come on, he's running for president. Have some fucking respect. He's a white dude and he's running for president. Shut the fuck up. He's a billionaire. How can he be a thug? Oh, please. Now, furthermore, some of the other stuff Trump says, I mean, again, if you want to use the word thug applies perfectly to Donald Trump. This is a guy who says torture, quote, even if it doesn't work. So you just want to torture for the fuck of it then? For shits and gigs. That would make you a thug. That would make you a thug. This is a guy who wants to kick out 11 million, 12 million undocumented immigrants. Not just ones that commit crimes. Hey, I'm fine with kicking out the ones who commit crimes, but 11 million, 12 million people, good people who just work hard and trying to create a better life. No, he wants to kick them out. That makes you a fucking thug, Donald. Or how about when he says, let's ban all Muslims from coming to the U.S. Right, because they're all guilty. How fucking stupid can you possibly be? That's a thuggish move. And probably the biggest thug move anybody could ever imagine is when Donald Trump called to attack families of terrorists in the Middle East. Not the terrorists, not just the terrorists, families of terrorists. And then this is where idiots do mental gymnastics. They say, yeah, what if they're aiding and abetting them though? No, but you made that up. He's just said, let's attack the families. He didn't say, hey, attack the families if they are aiding and abetting and we know that they're guilty of other things. He never said that. You made that up. He said, let's attack the families in the Middle East. Let's bomb civilians, shoot a Hellfire missile at your grandma's face. That's what he said. Targeting innocent civilians on purpose, that's the most thuggish thing imaginable. In fact, you're not only a thug if you do that, you're a terrorist. So Donald Trump advocates thuggery and terrorism, but no, it doesn't count. If you happen to protest and some people in the protest go too far, well, I mean, they're thugs. They're the bad guys. But me, when I call for massacring civilians and I tell people in my crowd to punch people who I don't like, that doesn't make me a thug. That makes me a good guy. By definition, whatever I do is right because I did it. Real deep thinkers we have here.